Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today, it's time to reassemble the pink Palomino. I think first maybe we should start out with talking about how this came to happen and maybe some of the other machines we've built this year so far, and then we'll jump back into this. So the pink Palomino was my first rough draft, my first rendition of a custom 70. And this was for my daughter. We picked the name Pink Palomino to throw a little shade at our buddy PJ Hart with the ghetto pony. So the equestrian theme, as far as the name goes, is what was going on there. And this was built in 2023, finished at Trike Fest. I didn't start it with enough time to get it done before Trike Fest. And you know what? Here I am again. I'm leaving for Trike Fest. In a week from today, I'll be on the road to Trike Fest. And this will be completed and in the trailer, or that's the plan. But my son wanted a custom 70 earlier in 2023. I told him I would do that. We started down that road. Then my daughter decided she wanted to go to Trike Fest. So this leapfrogged Bennett's custom 70 build and became the first one to be done. And at that time, we rushed it. We rattle canned all the pink metal parts. We found a color that matched the pink Meyer fenders, and we rattle canned it, and that was good enough. The electronics weren't perfect. I didn't get it all figured out, but we're adding a couple things. We've got a keyed dash from Bo Squire, and I'm going to add a push button, a hidden push button like the one that's on my son's build. So that's going to happen. And other than that, it's just going to go back together. We've taken the plastic off the seat. I wanted to keep the seat as nice as I could for as long as I could. Trike Fest mud is unforgiving, so didn't want it to stain that kind of coarse white carbon fiber looking material. But we're going to let her fly. And upgrades other than the starting and improved electronics. New tank. The original tank started to rust right on this corner right here, surprisingly. And I took that tank and I powder coated it red, put it on my custom 70 build, and that's where that stands. But so this was the first build. We finally did Bennett's build. That was the last one we completed. I did a build before that, and my wife has a custom 70 that we'll be building as soon as we get back from Trike Fest. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with bearings in the front hub, bearings in the rear carrier area here, so we can get this thing back on three wheels and mount the motor. There's honestly not a lot to them. This came apart really quick. Hopefully it goes back together maybe twice as quick or half as quick. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Let's just get started, all right? Here we go. Okay, it just occurred to me that maybe I should show this. This is not the proper way to do this. This is how I do it. And what you've missed right now is I've set that in there and I just did some light tapping around the outside to square it up. Last thing you want to do is get your bearing all bound up. So I'm going to get this in a little bit further, and then I've got a big honking socket that I'm going to put on it, and that's almost identical to it's almost too close. You could go a little bit smaller, but you want to catch that outer ring to pound this in, the outer race. So we can get a little bit closer. Okay. Now, okay. The sound does change when it gets hammered in all the way. We'll put our seal in. Similar concept here, but these move a little bit. All right. Let me flip this over and we'll do the next one. Okay, so a couple things about my setup I didn't show you. I've just got these supported, so the only things touching are the outer edge here, which I think that is how the powder came, so that's not a big deal. I'm just supporting things over here. Here's the most important part to this process that you do not want to forget. Where'd it go? Oh, it's over here. Your bearing spacer. I did this on Bennett's. I forgot to put that in, and then I had to pound the bearing out to fix my boo-boo. But let me set the camera back up, and I'll show you how to do this in right from scratch. So just want to get it started. Okay, I think I'm right. So the bearings that come with the kit, the All Balls kit from Spangler's, has 3 different seals in it. And I don't know which is exactly right. And this is the way I've been doing all these builds. There's one that's got a bigger kind of lip on it than this. The one we just did had like no lip. So I've been putting that on the drum side, right or wrong. But we'll put her in there. We're in all the way. So before I had these powdered, I pulled off the lower bearing race, and then I ended up having to use it on Bennett's or mine or one or the other, and because some of them didn't have them. So I checked on Partzilla, and I'm not sponsored by Partzilla. I'm not promoting Partzilla. Their diagrams are easier to look at than Rocky Mountain. So I do all my purchases through Rocky Mountain because usually prices are better, shipping's great, and $75 orders and above, you get free shipping. Not sponsored by Rocky Mountain, but I wish I was. Okay, so 11 is the bearing race, 9 is a seal, 10 is a washer. So 9, 10, 11. Here's the part numbers. Oh, there's my buddy George messaging me. Just got a nice 84 Big Red. I ordered a bunch of stuff in here. There's the race. I can pick that out. Just want to confirm. This looks like it's the lower seal. What the heck number is this? 53214. I wonder if it got superseded. That's weird. Washer, race, dust seal. Does it say it was superseded? Get out of here. Huh. That's really weird. And then the washer is 53215. There we go. But yeah, there's a surprising amount of stuff on the websites. That's for a Big Red. 53214 200. No, this is too big. Yeah. This is for an 86 Big Red. This is what I think I need. I'll double check though. 53214-001. There's a surprising amount of stuff that you can get. There's an unfortunate amount of things that you can't get. But that's for Big Red. Yeah, I think they just got superseded. That's what we're seeing with this, but this is what I need. So we're gonna slide this on and get this thing so it's got the forks in it and start getting it on 3 wheels. Oh, come on now. What? What? No way. Let me take a measurement. I don't know what happened. I guess I ordered lower races, or upper races too. That's the one I wanted. So, I don't need a little persuasion to get down there apparently. But this seal goes around the lower part and it sandwiches it. Maybe I'll heat it up a little bit and we'll try it that way. That's better. Let's talk bearings. So I pounded my races in. I forgot about those. We got the lower race there. 42 bearings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. For the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 for the bottom. We're going to put some fresh grease in there and slide these in. Here we go. All right, we've made some progress since the last video. I think I was time-lapsing as I was putting the front forks on, and it wasn't long after that I noticed these forks that have just recently been powder coated did not have the threaded holes that I made in them when I originally put this together for my daughter 2 years ago. And that's because these are different forks. These are the forks that were supposed to be powder coated purple for my wife on her machine. My powder coater goofed them up. So he's taken the purple forks back to weld these holes closed because I couldn't stop moving forward. So I drilled and tapped new holes to put the fender on. I didn't include any footage of that or of putting the axle in or the brake assembly. So right now we're at the point where I forgot all about coating or doing anything to the sprocket mount. So I've just sprayed a little paint on that and it's dry now, but I ordered new cushions. You can still get these for the sprocket. I think I got these from Spangler, but you can also get them from Rocky Mountain or wherever you like to buy your parts. I prefer Rocky Mountain because the prices are normally good, but I think I got these from Spangler on an order that I had placed. I'm going to put the sprocket on now and button up the rear axle and clean up the motor, which still has just dirt and whatnot on it. So we're going to clean that up before we put it in. I got a bucket of soapy water here. Just going to get after it and hopefully get this thing on 3 wheels and pretty close to done tonight, if not done tonight. Here we go. Well, we've been doing some soldering. We had to correct something I goofed up. So if you watched my video on this where I tore it down, and I really didn't get into a ton of detail, but I removed some of the wiring out of the wiring harness that I didn't need. Stuff to do with headlights and taillights, because this doesn't have headlights or taillights. And I deleted the voltage regulator, which then I realized was a fault because that ties into the charging system. So this would have an issue where the battery would go dead. And I realized it was because I didn't have this plugged in because I didn't think I needed it. And I thought I didn't need it so much that I cut it right out. So I've wired it back in, soldered in where it goes, or where I hope it goes. We're going to find out. I put a button in, a little start button. So that'll tie in. I've wiped down my motor. I'll have to do a little bit better job once it's together. I'll hit it with the pressure washer. But we're going to tape up some of these wires and make them look better. Then feed them in and hopefully get the motor mounted tonight. Looking good though, otherwise. Got my axle all slid in. A little bit more to do. Let's keep moving. Well, look at this rat's nest of wires and whatever else. We've got things. We're actually in really good shape. It's now the next day, and I came back out and put a couple hours in last night on things. We extended our wiring up to our key switch. We had to extend some wiring to our coil. On top of the rewiring and the voltage regulator, I mocked things up just to test the system. And last night when I was doing this, I happened to be chatting with Pat Wells of Southeast Vintage Cycle Rescue. So make sure to go over to his channel and give a subscribe and a like and all that. He's doing some cool stuff with CT70s and different mini bikes. He's got a awesome trail ride coming up in Moab, like a long distance, I think 1,000-kilometer trail ride. But anyway, I happened to be talking to him after I had wired in this button. Oh, come on. And I think my battery's getting weak from all this testing we were doing. So I tested the button and the button worked. And I said, let me check for spark. Can you see the spark plug hanging there off the coil? And I had no spark. And I thought, what the heck's going on? Anyway, I had a ground situation. Well, it wasn't a ground. I was grounding myself out because one wire was connecting to another. And I don't know why I did that. But it's fixed now. Pat helped me diagnose that and test that. And I thank you for that, Pat. It was nice catching up with you and just having you all to myself for a little bit. But now that that's done, I'm going to clean up some of these wires, wrap some things that need it, and hide them in the frame and tuck the motor in and move on to the next step. So stay tuned for that. Okay, jumped ahead a little bit. Can't show you guys everything. But let's talk about what's been done. So wiring is all tucked in there. We did our Velcro strips. We put things inside these plastic sheaths. Cleaned it up nice. I still got some dirt because I need to use a pressure washer really to get this. Got the front tire on. You saw that. Put some of my controls up on the bars just temporarily. Had to take the battery box off to get these covers on. Got everything mounted inside. The CDI's mounted in there. The voltage regulator's mounted in there. Got to tighten down some of these before we get too far ahead. Rear tires are on. Chain is on. Gonna put the battery box back on with the grab bar and do the exhaust. And really, we're not that far away. Look at this thing. This thing's looking awesome. I'm really digging it. Don't you think? Yeah. All right. And it's nice because I cut a couple corners when I did it the first time. And look who's here. What's up, Ash? He's out roaming around. I cut a couple corners and rattle canned a bunch of stuff when I first did it. But now we're doing it proper. Working up a sweat too. It's not that hot in here. I was really having to wrestle those guards. That skid plate specifically. Those are tricky. But let's finish this up and show you the finished product here.
So the first time I heard it was in the arena, we put it on the Bluetooth and cranked it, and all of us, like 10 dudes in that room going, oh shit, some of those lines like, oh shit. Yeah.
Okay, we jumped ahead a little bit and got it on 3 wheels, down off the table, decals on. My daughter came out last night and did a test fit for the handlebars. We locked those down, got the levers and the throttle locked in. We adjusted the brake for the rear. I want to take it for a test ride. Couldn't do that at 10 o'clock last night, so I'll do that now. And if the brake is good, we'll come around here on the back and put that cover on that goes there. Sits over there. And then this is done. This will be done. So, loving the look. Plastic is off the seat. This is what I wanted to try to avoid. This is Trike Fest mud that was on the cable and rubbed and is embedded. Now it sat there for a year and wasn't really cleaned off. I'd hate to see that happen to our seat here, but we're going to take that risk because this is a rider and she's going to enjoy it. So we'll jump in with you when we're outside. All right. Ready to rock and roll. We're going to do our first test ride on the pink Palomino. Here's the key. Secret hidden button, don't tell anybody. That's cool. So this is the first one we did, but the third one that's been taken down to the frame this year and redone. So that's my Mini 250R to clone this 250R. Bennett's. Oops. We're going to take this one for a rip. See, the purpose of this is to just check the brake tension. Make sure we're not dragging. Make sure we can actually stop. Just like that, it's all wrapped up. And just to recap, we did this in 2023, finished at Trike Fest, 110 motor, Gordon Spangler exhaust and a lot of other parts. It's an ape tank. To run that tank, you got to stretch the frame 3 inches. We did all of that stuff back in 2023. But what we did then was rattle can everything pink, and the rims are still spray painted. They don't look bad. I can definitely see a day where I have a set powder coated silver and swap things over. We took the plastic off the seat. That is a Cascade seat. Kevin Geary out in Oregon makes those. You can have any number of options made. All I ask is don't make my exact seat, Brian. A buddy of mine asked where I got the seat made, and his granddaughter had a pink 70 that he was building, and he didn't exactly copy it. I think he changed one color of something, but whatever. You guys wouldn't do that. These have the Mini R Meyer fenders. This is a key switch from Bo Squire. We've got the hidden button to start it. Custom made battery box that I made myself, but it's far more economical and less of a headache to just buy one from Gordon Spangler. These covers are from Lee Brunskill. He does a great job. All my powder coating was done by Mike Wood down at Capital Region Customs, Amsterdam, New York. He did the powder coating on that machine. He did the powder coating on that machine and that machine. I love it. Not Cosmic. That's different. Cascade Seats did my bar pad to match. There's a poker run going on the lake today, so you hear the big boats in the background. So this is finished just in time to get loaded on the trailer for Trike Fest. That's why all these machines are out. If you're watching this video, stay tuned, because we've been simultaneously recording a Trike Fest prep video. And if all goes according to plan, this will air tomorrow, and then the Trike Fest prep will air after that at some point, and you'll learn all about what we're bringing and everything. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this, watching this come together. My daughter's thrilled with it, and can't wait to see her on it at Trike Fest. And we will see you there.